it's your turn to speak. Thank you very much, Luigi.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sir John. And first of all, Highnesses, Excellencies, let me thank the Kingdom of Bahrain for this invitation, and in particular, a very good friend, Mr. Al-Zayani. Thank you for your words, for your remarks. And as you said, cooperation and diplomacy is at the core of the security of our regions, of both regions. As European Union, we consider the security of the Gulf and the security of the Middle East the security of Europe. There are no doubts on that. We are so interconnected. Our economies, our people, our security and defense systems are so interrelated that we cannot avoid to work together. And on that, the key word, in my opinion, if we look at the title of this panel, how to secure the Gulf, the key word, in my opinion, has to be region-led processes. If we look at the future of the equation of security of the Gulf and the broader Middle East, the point about how to build this equation of security has to go through the region-led processes. The Minister, His Excellency the Minister of Oman, mentioned the important mediation that Oman facilitated between US and Iran. And I think this is a very important symbol of how we have to deal even towards the several issues that are in the region, supporting our partners in the region in order to achieve a sustainable peace. In the past, we know there were many deals about that, but sometimes the mistake was to make these deals above the heads of the regional actors. The support, the consensus from the region is very important for any kind of initiatives in cooperation and diplomacy. I think that this equation of security, looking from the point of view of Europe, goes through three important paths: state creation, state building, state transformation and protection. If we look at state creation, obviously the most important thing is the Palestinian state. Our initiative as European Union with Saudi Arabia of launching the Global Alliance, I see Dr. Radmon here present, we are very proud of that, because the phase one of the Trump plan was very important for achieving the goal of a ceasefire, and I would like to thank Qatar and Egypt for achieving this for pushing and for keeping the hope in achieving this goal for several years. This phase one is instrumental to work on the phase two, that is obviously to reconstruct Gaza, to create a governance, to have a governance, to the disarmament of Hamas. But looking at the future has to be the two-state solution. And for that, as European Union, with the countries of the Gulf, with the GCC, we are working a lot in this direction, even with our member states, like France, that together with Saudi Arabia, they had the New York conference, and now we have a New York declaration. State building, Lebanon, Syria, Yemen. Our interest is the same when it comes to the stability, to reinforce the institution of these countries, to create a prosperous future for the people of these countries. On that, I would say the engagement is very high between our member states and the member states of the GCC, but even between the European Union and the GCC regional organization. And state transformation and protection, on that the vision programs of the Gulf are really impressive, very attractive for our companies. We are facilitating more and more engagements between our business communities, but in the awareness that we are not only making business. We are connecting our societies, we are connecting our entrepreneurs, we are connecting our workers, our managers. We are creating a common future, even because when I look at the vision programs and our programs in Europe, the ambitions are matching a lot. We really appreciate even the effort of the GCC of resonating as a more and more united community, as we are doing the same in Europe. The GCC vision for regional security, I had the honor to attend the presentation, is something very important because it looks at a common initiative for regional security more and more towards the Gulf, the Middle East, and our mutual interest. I think that we are in a similar phase where we are trying to keep more and more united our communities when it comes to defense and security. And then the multilateral cooperation. The countries of the Gulf were very instrumental even in exchange of prisoners between Ukraine and Russia, our main issue in Europe, the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and their role in trying to achieve a sustainable, lasting peace. It's very important. We attach a lot of importance on that. And finally, when it comes to preventive diplomacy, we are very proud that with the GCC, as European Union, now we have this program of training training together our young diplomats. I think this is the future of our diplomacy, to have the opportunity more and more of having our young diplomats together in training and simulations and working together, and in a day when they will be head of missions, they will work together in the awareness of knowing each other more and more. Economic security, it means many things, but in my opinion it means to free our goods, to free the movements of our people, and the GCC and the single member states of GCC, they know very well how we are working on the liberalization of our markets in bilateral and regional processes and the liberalization of the visa. Last year we just achieved the goal of a visa multiple entries for all the GCC citizens, that it gives them the opportunity of applying for a visa when they want to come to Europe, having a validity of 5 years. It's not enough, but it testifies how we want to connect more and more our people, that is at the basis of the peace and the security of both regions, in my opinion. Finally, defense. We are not yet at that stage as Euro-GCC relations, but we are having a very important exercise that is called Structured Security Dialogue at senior officials level. Our officials are discussing of how to work more and better on cyber, maritime security, on disaster preparedness, and many other issues. This is just a first stage of, I hope, inshallah, a more developed program in working even on the defense side together. We are having, in both regions, because of the new threats, a very important strategic rethinking. This strategic rethinking on both sides might be even an opportunity for connecting more our co-investments in defense, our cooperation on maritime security initiatives, and so on. And finally, really, my last 10 seconds for my speech, we are looking just in 1 year at the second ever summit of the leaders in Saudi Arabia, under the Bahraini presidency of the GCC. And as the Minister of Greece knows, we are working a lot in trying to create concrete deliverables for this summit, probably in the autumn of 2026. So we have 1 year for having concrete deliverables on all the issues I mentioned. And IMEC can be a very important vehicle for achieving these goals. And this is why I count on all of you, civil society, representatives, highnesses, in working together for achieving incredible, very important deliverables in view of the next summit in 2026. Thank you very much.